Breaking It's over after weeks of lyrical warfare, sneak disses, and underground shots. Drake has finally backed down, and the reason Kendrick Lamar's final disc just hit him where it hurts the most. This wasn't just another verse. This was lethal. Sources say after hearing the final bars, Drake went completely off-grid, no posts. No tweets, no response, and fans, they're calling it the most savage takedown in hip-hop history. One insider even claimed Drake's team begged him not to reply. They said, "If you drop anything now, you'll be clowning yourself." And the internet exploding, Reddit threads, talk edits, and secret leaks are coming in fast, and what we've uncovered in the last 2 hours changes everything. Because Kendrick didn't just diss Drake, he exposed him, and if what's inside this final track is true, Drake might never recover. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear next is the lyrical funeral of the Six Got. It didn't start last week. It didn't start with like that. This war between Drake and Kendrick Lamar has been brewing for over a decade, under the surface, behind smiles, layered and subtle jabs, and hidden tension, and now it's exploded. Rushwa appeared on Drake's Take Care tour. Drake co-signed him publicly. Fans saw them as allies, possibly even next-gen goats rising together, but behind the scene something was off. Multiple insiders say Drake was never fully comfortable with Kendrick's presence. Cold War Drake likes control, one source said. And Kendrick, you can't control him. He's not a label puppet, he plays chess, not checkers. Then came 2013, the first shot. Kendrick dropped the control verse, the moment that changed everything. He name-dropped Drake, Big Sean, J. Cole, and others, saying, "I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you." It was lyrical, it was tactical, and it rattled Drake. Drake's reaction in interviews, passive-aggressive, he downplayed it. Bhutan private, according to producers, he was livid. Drake felt blindsided. Said a former OVO engineer, he never saw Kendrick as a threat until then. That was the beginning of the Cold War between 2014 and 2020. The two traded jabs like shadow assassins. Kendrick dropped King Ka, a clear statement about fake kings. Drake released 6 p.m. in New York. Some say the line "act your age, not your girl's age" was aimed at K. in 2017. Kendrick called out ghostwriters, and everyone knew who that was. About Drake clapped back with "Doopy Freestyle," and while it was aimed at Pusha T, fans heard hidden bars that echoed Kendrick's rhythm. But what made this war different? They never said each other's names directly. It was a cold, calculated chess game until now. Enter 2020, for Kendrick finally breaks the silence with his verse on like that. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't cryptic, it was personal, sharp, and surgical. Give me Tupac's ring back. You ain't built for that level, mother. The numbers, I'm the truth. Fans erupted, Twitter melted, Talk went into full decoder mode. Drake, for the first time in final diss years, looked cornered. His response, push-ups, then tailor-made, and then silence, because Kendrick was waiting, watching, planning, and when Drake finally looked like he was gaining ground, Kendrick struck back. He dropped Euphoriathon 1616 in LA, a blistering callback to Drake's timestamped tracks. He painted Drake as a manipulator, an insecure middleman, and someone who hides behind smoke and mirrors. But the kill shot was still coming. While fans thought this was a lyrical back and forth, Kendrick was crafting something far more deadly. A final disc designed not to respond, but to bury sources inside. PG Lang say Kendrick recorded the last track over 6 months ago. It's not just a disc, it's a timeline, a story, a character. Assassination with receipts. We're talking old tour footage, screenshots of DMIs, and lyrics that mirror real conversations. It's like watching a public trial with the judge, jury, and executioner being Kendrick himself. The working title, The End of the Teen Boy. And according to insiders who've heard the full track, Drake's team knew it was over the moment it dropped. No counter, no strategy, just surrender. Which brings us today. Drake hasn't posted in 72 hours. OVO insiders are refusing press. Multiple sources say a tour announcement was pulled last minute, and fans are asking one thing: did Kendrick Lamar just retire? Drake from the battle game forever, but if you think this is where it ends, the next chapter is even darker because, what? Kendrick reveals in this track, especially in the last 8 bars, doesn't just end the beef, it might ruin Drake. And in the next section, Salute, we unpack the full final disc, line by line, and expose the one career-ending secret hidden in Kendrick's. Last verse, it happened at midnight. No announcement, no teaser, no promo, just a black post on Kendrick Lamar's Instagram that read, "Silence ends now, listen closely." Then boom, a YouTube link dropped title, and The Real You, a 5-minute diss track. So, The Real You surgical so destructive that even hardened rap legends were shocked, silent, the beat haunting. No drums, just a slow, eerie pulse, almost like a heartbeat. Fading out, and then Kendrick's voice cuts in. Not yelling, not hyped, cold controlled, deadly, no more subs. It's no more games. Let me show the world who you really are. 6 God, more like one big fraud. Boom. The first line alone was a direct, no holds barred assassination of Drake's persona, and it only got darker from there. In the second verse, Kendrick drops bars that nobody expected because this time, he didn't just hit Drake with lyrics, he hit him with evidence. He raps 2018, she was 17, you was 31. Now tell the world how long you've been playing with the young ones. Gasps, silence, screams within seconds, social media exploded. Twitter lit up. Wait, did Kendrick A just expose Drake's real dating timeline? This ain't a diss track, this is a criminal deposition. He's not rapping, he's prosecuting, but Kendrick wasn't done. Verse 3, he brought the receipts mid-track, the beat cuts out an audio clip, plays a voice memo of Drake allegedly speaking to a female. Artist, we keep this on the low until your album drops. You owe me for this feature. Then Kendrick's voice cuts back in. That's the part they never hear. The power plays, the secret deals. The dime is that disappear game over the twist, and here's the twist, Salute. According to an anonymous engineer close to PG Lang, Kendrick waited months for the right moment to release this. Why? Because he was sitting on legal-grade dirt stuff that Drake's team desperately tried to suppress. Insiders claimed Kendrick had multiple cease and desist warnings come through his lawyers, but he never responded. He just waited, and the track's final verse, absolutely nuclear, told him, "K, you the goat, they bought it like sheep, but you cloned every sound just to stay on your feet, and when your mask finally cracks, they going. See the creep who built a throne on secrets fame and fake beef?" The reaction immediate, brutal, unrelenting. YouTube reactors were speechless. Famous bar breakdown channels posted emergency 2-hour live streams. Meet The Real You hit #1 worldwide on Twitter in 10 minutes, but here's where it gets crazy. Just hours later, a leaked document surfaced airport from a major streaming platform's backend analytics. It showed a sharp drop in Drake's monthly listeners, over 2.4 million lost overnight. Fans were jumping ship fast, and that's when the rumor started. Drake's next album rollout has been postponed indefinitely. A major sponsor pulled out of a tour deal. Universal execs are in full containment mode. Then, at 3:44 a.m., now deleted IG story was posted from someone inside OVO. Sound he's done. You won't hear from him for a while, and as fans tried to process it, all the biggest twist dropped. Drake unfollowed Kendrick, then went totally dark. No more tweets, no more stories no press. He didn't drop a diss the fall. He didn't defend himself. He didn't even deny anything. And that Salute is what truly broke the internet, because in this culture, silence equals surrender. Drake silences the L. This is bigger than rap. This is a reputation collapse. Kendrick didn't respond, he retaliated, but just when fans thought that was the end. Kendrick posted one final cryptic tweet, "Meet The Real You Volume 2 soon," and now everyone's frozen waiting. Terrified, because if Volume 1 did this, what's coming next could end a legacy. And in the next section, Salute, we dive into the escalation, the backlash, the celebrity chaos, and the complete collapse of public trust around Drake. The moment Meet The Real You hit streaming platforms, the entire industry felt the impact. Fans lost their minds. Celebrities panicked. Drake disappeared, but no one expected what came next. Less than 24 hours after Kendrick's final disc dropped, a verified producer who once worked closely with OO leaked a folder of audio clips titled The Archive, Ghosts of the Six. Inside, multiple voice memos, old unreleased tracks, and the biggest bombshell of all, a secret reference track, supposedly from 2021, where an unknown writer raps almost every bar of Drake's hit song Lemon Pepper Freestyle. The voice isn't Drake's, the cadence nearly identical, the lyrics word for word. And in the background of the studio, recording a voice says, "Send this version to Aubrey's team for final touches." Boom! That one leak detonated years of speculation about ghostwriters, everything. Quentin Miller hinted at every behind-the-scenes whisper about OVO's writing machine now had a smoking gun. And Kendrick, he didn't even need to respond the internet. Did it for him. TikTok exploded, so y'all were calling him the GOAT with pre-cooked versus this is like Milli Vanilli, but with platinum plaques. Kendrick pulled the plug, and now the whole operation's crashing within hours. A new hashtag trended globally. Uru fake god. Drake stans tried to fight back, but the fire was too big. Then came celebrity reactions, and this time people picked sides on Team Kendrick. J.C. Cole went live, quoted Kendrick's Bar built a throne on secrets and nodded silently. Vince Staples tweeted, "If the shoe fits, don't run from it." Lupe Fiasco posted a one-word tweet, verified Joe Budden, called it the most complete public dismantling of a rapper since Ether, and possibly worse on Team Drake, barely hanging on DJ. Academics, the lone defender, saying Kendrick went too far. "This ain't rap beef anymore. This is personal warfare." Boy One Da retweeted Drake's older quote, "They love you, then they hate you, then they love you again." But the damage was spreading. Spotify suddenly removed several Best of Drake playlists from its homepage. A Nike X Drake sneaker drop was mysteriously delayed with no explanation. Rihanna, who had stayed silent for years, suddenly unfollowed Drake, and fans went nuclear. Kendrick made Rihanna unfollowed Drake. This is real life. You can't fake this level of fallout. This is social extinction. But it didn't stop there. A well-known journalist dropped a Rolling Stone-backed expose titled "The House That Kendrick Burned." How one verse dismantled a global icon inside undisclosed emails from music execs, leaked marketing decks from OO's team, and the final dagger. Drake's internal PR team had pre-written a response to Kendrick's disc and scrapped it hours before launch. Why? Because the final line in Kendrick's track allegedly matched a buried NDA clause in an old OO contract, meaning Kendrick had somehow gotten hold of private legal documents. Fans started speculating. How did Kendrick get those papers? Who inside OVO turned mole? Is this why Drake vanished? Legal trapdoors. Kendrick didn't win. He infiltrated, and the final cherry on top. An old video surfaced, a 2012 backstage clip where Drake introduces Kendrick on tour and says, "This guy's family, he's gonna be one of the greatest ever." Now that same clip is circulating with the caption, "He said it himself." And Kendrick proved him right. So where does this leave us? Drake silent cornered, possibly finished publicly and musically. Kendrick undefeated, strategic, lurking the industry. Splintered, watching, shifting, and then Kendrick posted one final photo, no caption, no text. Just a picture of an empty throne with a single rose laid across it. Boom, that's when fans knew this wasn't just a disc, this was a takeover. But in the next section, Salute, it's time to show the fan rebellion, the media collapse, and how Kendrick's strike didn't just target Drake, it cracked the foundation of the entire rap game. The streets are talking, the fans are. Fan DM civil war screaming, and the industry, it's eating itself alive. Kendrick Lamar didn't just diss Drake, he triggered a reckoning. A cultural purge that's exposing everything from industry corruption to fan hypocrisy. And it's not slowing down. Civil war, it started online. Drake stands Versus Kendrick Truthers, two sides, no middle ground team. Kendrick flew Dedumlins with exposed receipts, remixing Meet the Real You into TikTok anthems, memes, and breakdowns. This is Shakespeare, this is war, this is art. Kendrick just gave us the hip-hop red wedding team. Drake, once dominant, became defensive, disoriented, and divided. We love Drake. But damn, this one hurt. Why won't he say anything? Why is he hiding? It's like watching your hero melt in real time. Then came the unthinkable. The fan page with 3M followers deactivated. No warning, no explanation, just gone. Fan theories get dark. Reddit threads exploded with claims that Meet the Real You wasn't just a disc, it was a coded message. Some believe Kendrick embededums tastems, pointing to real life events in Drake's timeline. One viral post decoded verse 2 is 248 minutes in same date as that suspicious DM Drake allegedly sent in 2019. That's not coincidence, that's surgical warfare. Another theory: Kendrick has more a part to a documentary. A full scale to expose, and every second Drake stays silent and the theories grow. Hip-hop icons pick sides. Fat Joe, this ain't a battle, this is a body bag. Kendrick brought the truth. Charlemagne thaw. God, Drake lost not just the battle, he lost the narrative, the image, the crown. Ice Cube, we saw Tupac and Biggie beef, but this is psychological warfare, as they subtly, like the tweethot said. Kendrick did what needed to be done. Future radio silent, but unfollowed Drake that same night. Still silent, still watching, and then the biggest jaw-dropper LeBron James known Drake supporter tweeted, "Truth always wins, even when it hurts." The replies: chaos, not LeBron. Drake just lost hip-hop and media. Meltdown: the NBA, when your MVP switches teams mid-season. The media meltdown. Podcast across the culture scrambled to react. The Breakfast Club emergency panel: is Drake finished? No. Jumper: we've never seen a rap collapse in real time like this. Rap Radar reportedly canceled an unreleased Drake interview. Rolling Stone Complex, Excel, and Genius all released full-length features titled The Death of the Sixth God, Kendrick's Atomic Bomb, Anatomy of a Disc, What Happens When the Truth Hurts Too Much. Even Spotify's Rap Caviar made a bold move. They replaced Drake's profile banner with a quote from Kendrick: "You built a throne on secrets that sent shockwaves," and when fans checked their curated playlists, Drake's name was missing. The culture shifts suddenly. Drake, once invincible, felt invisible. High schoolers, club DJs, radio stations, all dialing back. Drake plays a viral clip surfaced of a DJ in Atlanta stopping Hotline Bling mid-set and saying, "Y'all still rocking with that? Play Meet the Real You." A cheers, applause, the final straw, a cultural shift in real time. TikTok dances gone, replaced with K-step edits using Kendrick's diss track. The industry holds its breath. The final straw: a leaked memo from Universal Music Group allegedly stated, "All Drake-related assets under review. Halt immediate PR outreach. Await legal counsel." Translation: the labels are in full crisis mode. We've never seen a fall from grace this fast. One insider told Variety, not even Chris. This is different because it's coming from truth. And now the world is watching. Drake is missing. Kendrick is loading. The fans are revolting. But this saga isn't done, because in the final section, Salou, one more twist, drops one that makes everything else look like a warm-up. Just when the internet thought the dust had settled, when fans believed Kendrick had ended Drake's legacy, when the rap world crowned a new king, another name emerged. One no one expected, one that had been eerily quiet for years. One who once stood at the center of a forgotten storm. Pusha T, yes, Pusha T, the man who exposed Drake's son, the man who broke the internet with the story of Adon, the man who left the beef hanging on purpose. And now he's back, because just hours after Kendrick's final disc shattered the culture, a mysterious snippet leaked on a ghost SoundCloud page titled Part 2: The Sun's Shadow. It was barely 90 seconds, but it opened with one line you thought, "Lamar buried you, I just gave him the shovel." Boom, fans were left frozen. Could it be? Was this entire Kendrick versus Drake saga strategically. Fed by Pusha T. From the beginning. Insiders are whispering, yes, here's what we've learned from anonymous sources at Def Jam. Pusha T had early access to unreleased Kendrick sessions. He allegedly helped connect Kendrick with a key OVO ghostwriter. From the past, and a most chilling of all, he had private studio footage from as far back as 2017. Featuring conversations that could destroy Drake permanently, one industry mole said Pusha didn't need to drop another track, he just needed Kendrick to drop the right one, and now the speculation is off the charts. Was Kendrick's nuclear diss a solo strike, or the final step in a long game engineered by Pusha? Reddit threads are exploding with timelines linking Pusha's interviews from 2020 Kendrick's sudden reemergence, Drake's mounting silence. One fan posted, Pusha T is Kaiser Soze. He played chess across 5 years while we were watching checkers, and then the final twist, a screenshot leaks from a private message between a PG Lang producer and an unknown contact. The message volume 2 won't just be Kendrick, we bringing in a special voice for the funeral clips. Yes, Pusha T and Malice is together. The clips reunited to end Drake's entire era. And what's the name of the rumored track last? Supper 3 versus 3 MCs. One goal erased the sixth god, and just as fans were still gasping, Kendrick posted a final update on PG Lang's Instagram. Next week, no survivors, that's it, no caption, no tags. Just pure chaos, and now the industry is holding its breath. Labels are scrambling, Drake is gone, and Kendrick is about to set the match for the final burn. But here's the question we leave you with: will Drake ever respond, or is the six buried forever? One thing's certain, Salute, this isn't the end. It's the cliffhanger before the real storm. And there you have it, Drake gone. Kendrick, flawless execution outro, and now Pusha T enters the war with a final message. There will be no survivors, but now it's your turn to speak, because this story isn't just playing out in the booth, it's being written right here in the comments, in the likes, and in the sub counts. So tell us right now, is Drake official life finished after Kendrick's final diss? Was Pusha T pulling the strings behind this entire beef the whole time? And should Drake respond or stay silent forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading every theory, every bar. Break down every clue. Smash that like button if you think Kendrick just took the GOAT crown. Subscribe if you're ready for Volume 2, because when Last Supper drops, we're going live. And don't forget, next episode, we're breaking down the real reason Kendrick waited 5 years to strike, the OO whistleblower leaking info from inside Drake's camp, and the secret verse that never made meet the real you until